Everyone's Don G. Corleone here, and I'm here with a brand new live stream. And you can tell by this live stream, you know what that time of the month is, since we are now done with September. We are onto the month of October. It is time for the annual monthly Blu-ray and DVD haul. And, this is just going to be DVDs because I didn't get any Blu-rays this month, but anyway, here we go. Mostly this month, September, I got mostly horror films. There was one non-horror film I got, so we're going to start with the one non-horror film I got. Hello there, sharp pink guy, and we're going to start with the only non-horror movie I got in September. I think I got this around the beginning of the month, so anyway, here we go. For starters, Bruce Almighty. Before like Sonic the Hedgehog, this was probably the very last funny Jim Carrey movie before Sonic the Hedgehog had came out in 2020, and I gotta say, really like what they do here. It kind of has some pretty good life lessons, how you should appreciate everything you have in life and not just keep looking on the downside of things all the time. And it's pretty, like, very surprising. Like, it's kind of like with Click, and first half is comedic, except the first comedic half of this movie is a lot funnier than Click's first half is, and they have a more dramatic second half of the movie as well. And yeah, I just really like this film. And if you're wondering my thoughts on the sequel, Evan Almighty, nah, I'm not a fan of Evan Almighty. Just Bruce, and that's it. Now on to the horror films I got. First one, to start it off, Sweeney Todd, the demonic demon barber of Fleet Street. I had watched this for the first time a few weeks ago, and I gotta say, I really enjoyed it for a musical. It's got that perfect Tim Burton vibe to it. It's somewhat of a horror slasher and a musical at the same time, where got Johnny Depp playing this barber, that also that wants like revenge. It becomes this, where Helen Bonham Carter turns him into a killer, and it's a very unique film, I gotta say. It's definitely one of Burton's best for sure. Next up, a 4-movie collection of Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, and Scream 4. Did not buy Scream 5 because I already have that on Blu-ray. But yeah, I think you know how this franchise is. I do like this franchise. I really like the first two. I decently like the fourth one, and I despise the third one. Yeah, all of them are great films. And next horror film I got, Poltergeist. Definitely among Tobe Hooper's best movies, and I have not seen the sequels either. For what I've heard, they're not very good. I did see the remake though, really hated the remake. But I definitely like this movie a lot. Well, it's definitely, it actually was produced by Steven Spielberg as well. It was one of those films he produced but was not involved in around the time. Because he was busy directing E.T. This is actually directed by Tobe Hooper, but this was actually a nice little unspoken horrors, haunted house horror films out there involving a television sets. Yeah. The next one I reviewed this earlier in September, but that's the reason I bought it, so I could review it and then like do my quick thoughts on this prequel, Orphan. This is definitely the best horror film of 2009. For sure, because just really love everything about this film. It has a nice little twist, and I did see the prequel. I thought the prequel was This one was way better, but yeah, I really like what they did here. Like, how do you actually think Ashley looks like? She's this 12-year-old, and she has this 12-year-old who's actually this 33-year-old with serial killer with dwarfism, posing as a 12-year-old so she could kill families, and it's a very, very great film. And okay, this next one, I have no idea why I bought it, but I just randomly did to check these both out one time, and that was it. I haven't even checked them out yet, but I don't know why I bought, but the Jeepers Creepers 1 and 2. I have no idea why I bought this, but yeah, they should have stopped at Scream 2022. Alright, just gotta unwrap this one. Oh yeah. Once again, no idea why I bought this. I just randomly did. I'll just give them one watch and that's kind of about it. Really, just to see what all the fuss and hype is about with these two. Like, I just heard, like, I've heard how really terrible 3 and Reborn were, so I'll be definitely avoiding those, but I've heard some not pretty things about the director of these two movies, so I'm a little skeptical of watching these two films. But I'll give them one watch and that's about it. Next horror film I got, the original Carrie from 1976, directed by Brian De Palma. I gotta unwrap this one too. Yeah. Now, I'm mixed on this one. I do like the prom massacre at the end. Not such a big fan of the opening title sequence and stuff, but then again, this is directed by the guy who did Scarface, many controversial films, and so that was kind of expected, but I don't know, like, I need to give this a rewatch, because I just thought it was alright. I think it's kind of a bit overhyped, but I might give this one a rewatch. I have seen the remake. I thought the remake was fine for what it was, and didn't really deserve much of the hate. But yeah, I'll rewatch this one someday. And yes, I do love Scarface. If you're right about that. Next horror film I got. I know I already have a Scream Factory Blu Ray steelbook of this, but Pumpkinhead. Now I have to unwrap this one too. These were the 3 I got. Next 3 were the ones I got from Walmart. But yeah. This is one of the most underrated horror films of the 80s. It doesn't really get much attention, but it's a nice little message about how revenge, like, does not make you feel better and stuff. But yeah, it was like, this is the only one I've seen. I've only seen the first one. There were 3 sequels that weren't that good, but yeah, this film I think is pretty good. Lance Henriksen gives a pretty good performance in this one. Next up, the original Pet Sematary. Once again, unwrap the packaging for this bad boy. Yeah, Pet Sematary. I have never seen this movie before, so I'm going to be giving it a watch and see what I'll think of it. But yeah, I can't say much about this one because I have not seen it either. Not seen this one, so I need to give this one a watch before I make my thoughts on it. But yeah, I can't wait to see how it is, to my opinion. And finally, our last one on this list of this haul, the Anaconda 4 Movies Collection. Now, let me just unwrap this wrapping off of it. Alright, there we go. The reason I bought this was because I think I heard Empire Fan Productions had seen this movie. It was apparently one of those so bad it's good movies, so that's why I got it. And then I've heard some people say they actually like the first one as a so bad it's good movie. The sequels, I have not heard anything great about, but I tried to also find Lake Placid, another similar film just involving a giant crocodile, but they only had the really bad sequels at that store, not the first one. I only want the first one for that, but at least they had the first one for Anaconda in his 4-movie collection. Apparently there's even a Sci-Fi Channel crossover called Lake Placid versus Anaconda. That probably sounds so freaking terrible. But yeah, Anaconda, the first one, I'll definitely be checking that out. But yeah, until then, that's all the DVDs I got for September 2022. And that'll be it for this live stream. Thank you all for watching. If you like this, want to see more, Then don't forget to like, subscribe to Don G. Corleone.